One thing that's really interesting about running is it's one of the most giving communities in the world. So when you think about most of the runs that you sign up to do a race, there's a nonprofit beneficiary. And not only most, but probably all of them. If you total all that, and I don't have the stats anymore, but 15 years ago, like that was the biggest donation pool in the world.
Wow.
And that in and of itself is pretty cool. And then the other thing that I always love sharing this story is a friend of mine from Sacramento. Her husband was way high up in the Army ranks, and she kind of never knew where she was going to be from 1 month to the next, 3 months to the next sort of thing. And I remember one day going, that's got to be hard. Like, how have you handled that? And she was like, you know what? Everywhere in the world I went, I would look up a running club and I instantly had family. And so we have a responsibility to make sure our sport stays that sort of welcoming, that sort of giving, because I go back to the three things I mentioned earlier. I think we're supposed to be outside. I think we're supposed to be active, and I think we're supposed to be connected.
Yeah. So that I didn't like using it as a slogan. 'Cause it's not a slogan. It's a way of life. But as you connect it with OTR on the run, and your coaching, and me having been one of the people, I don't like saying one of your adult athletes because I'm not particularly athletic. I am an adult. I'm getting older by the second. But there is great connection. There is great community connected with you, taking a friendship out of the running experience. But you have this idea. We'll go with that. We'll go with this idea. Live what you love. What does that mean to live what you love?
Well, first of all, I have to give credit where credit's due. Most of the great ideas and great things in our family have come from my wife, Stacy. And even the words "on the run" was one of her ideas.
Okay.
It's a play on words in the sense that, yeah, we run a lot. It's a part of our life, but we love being that family that's on the run. People complain all the time about, I'm so busy. I'm chasing kids here and there and like all that kind of stuff. We try to stay very connect with the fact that that's an amazing opportunity that is a short period of time in our life, that 18 years with our boys are going to go by fast.
Right.
And we're going to wish we could be chasing them to a game or a soccer park or getting them to a dance or do something like that. So on the run, it was Stacy's idea and this framework of kind of a dual meaning. Live what you love was also something that she came up with.
Have her on the podcast next then.
I know. She's the brains behind it all. And I don't really remember like the first time she said it, but she said it, and then it became something we wrote down. It became something that I started like signing off my emails. And again, I think for me that was like it was a level of encouraging people to think like, are you living your life doing things that you love doing? And I guess you could sum that up as like, are you being intentional? And so that's what live what you love means. And it's kind of a message to everyone around us, but in our house, it's a deep message to our kids that like you can spend your life in a lot of different ways. You said, hey, I think this slower, simpler life is better. I agree. And us having that statement in our household of live what you love, I'm hoping that our kids take with them if they ever find themselves in pursuit of something that is not in alignment with that. They should be checking themselves a little bit and say like, is this how I should be? Is this the direction of my life? And you and I both know there's going to be times in your life you got to grind, right? And we don't shy away from that with our kids or anyone that I'm influencing. There's going to be times you got to buckle down and get through some hard stuff. And it might not all be stuff you love doing, but in the big picture of your time spent, which is so short, make sure you're spending that time doing stuff you love doing with people that you love.
There's not a better way to conclude our time together. If people want to connect with you for coaching, where can they do that?
Website is ontherunendurance.com. Email address is just Dusty, DUSTY, @ontherunendurance.com.
Hey, live what you love. Thanks for being on the Allredding podcast.
Thank you for having me.